Alright, so I've been getting oil in these 1 and 2 spark plug wells. I was thinking it was the rocker cover, and it's not. It's the VVEL ladder assembly. Sits on top of the cylinder head here. And when I apply pressure into the wells, I'm seeing it bubble out where it should have a nice gasket on it. Adding some pressure. You just see that gasket, that seal is no good. So, just to walk through this with diagrams and be more clear of what is common an issue, what I thought maybe was the issue, and then what it really was, to hopefully help someone else, is, as you can see right here, this is called a rocker cover, valve cover. It's that black plastic piece that you'll see on the top of the engine. Right here, obviously, this is where your spark plugs go in, the ignition coil. What I was finding is I was having some weird misfiring. I went to go check out my spark plugs, and I found oil in the spark plug well. And I'm not talking underneath the spark plug, it's above the spark plug threads. So obviously you got oil coming in up here and inside the ignition coil, and that's going to mess up all kinds of firing issues. So I thought, and what is a common issue, at least on the 370Zs, is, okay, well, this the gasket, the cover seals that go right underneath to seal off the hole, maybe they're bad, and I'm getting oil coming in through here and into the spark plug well. I actually ended up changing this twice, and even got a new rocker cover just to think, oh, maybe the plastic's warped or something and there's too much of a gap. But in the end, that was not the issue. As I showed in the video I had, when I injected some air into the inside of the well, you could see it bubbling out, just like if there's pressure inside this valve area, then it's going to be pushing the oil into the well. So I just try to reverse the scenario. If I jump over here to page 90 in this factory service manual, you'll see you got the actual rockers, valve, all that situation, and this is the piece that sits on top of the cylinder head. And so you'll see there are two pieces, and then there's a gasket or RTV inside here. But to pull this off, you've got to get this VVEL. Is it VVEL? I don't know. I'm going to call it VVEL, even though I think sometimes people will spell out the acronym. This VVEL, or the variable valve lifter, whatever thing, this VVEL, to pull this ladder assembly off, you have to pull this actuator sub-assembly off, and if you get into researching that, you'll see that that is a scary repair. You've got to be precise in lots of things, otherwise you're going to mess it all up. So I was like, I do not want to do that. That's a bad idea. So what I ended up doing, and it worked, is I did not want to do all that work, run all that risk, just so that I could put in a little bit of RTV and seal it up. It's a little bit hacky, but what I ended up doing is I got a 1/2-inch PVC pipe. Let's say this is a 1/2-inch. It's kind of a weird example. This is my 1/2-inch pipe. I cut it off, it was about 6-9 inches, whatever. I capped off one side of some epoxy so that, there's only one open end to the pipe. And then I drilled holes all around the sides of the pipe at a certain height, so that when I had my spark plug well here, it fits nice and tight in it. I'd push it into a certain height, and then from the top I was injecting a high quality RTV into it. And basically as the pressure inside the pipe would fill up, it would ooze out all those holes into that gap that I needed to fill. And that ended up working out really nice. So I just wanted to share my experience so that if you think it's the rocker cover, look a little deeper. And then if it ends up being the VVEL gasket, you know, maybe you could try injecting the RTV like I did and save a lot of work pulling out those assemblies, the ladder assemblies. So anyway, that was my experience. Good luck. See ya.